OSP and Language Demands by Brooke Rogers. So what I learned about academic language before I took this class was I just assumed that the language that students comprehend while learning information, specifically in a school setting. And I thought some examples of academic language would be writing an essay, having open-ended questions on a homework assignment, exams, or anything that can test their knowledge of what they learned. I thought it was something taught and instructed by our higher-up professionals, such as a teacher or a speech-language pathologist. One of my assumptions were that social language can be taught through academic language learning. So what exactly is BICS? BICS is the Basic Interpersonal Communicative Skills, and is part of the early work of Cummings in the year 1984. It describes the development of conversational fluency, and some examples of this would be asking to repeat or clarify a statement, observing others' reactions, and using voice cues, such as phrasing, intonation, and stress during therapy. What is CALP? CALP is Cognitive Academic Language Proficiency. It's also the early work of Cummings in 1984. It's the use of language in decontextualized academic situations. An example would be less face-to-face interaction, and academic language is often abstract, and literacy demands are high. So after I took this class, I learned a little bit more of academic language, and what I thought and learned was social language is BICS, academic language is CALP, and you can use the visual tools in therapy, some of the framework levels of language, which is discourse, syntax, and language. Discourse is the language used by students and teachers in a social aspect. Syntax is the grammar, and the language being learned is either written or spoken. So what exactly do speech-language pathologists need to know about academic language demands? They are working across all different levels. They serve a wide range of disorders, such as articulation disorders, fluency disorders, swallowing disorders. There's educational relevance, providing a unique contribution to the curriculum, highlighting language skills and literacy skills, providing culturally competent services, also prevention, assessment, intervention, and many more. So my ELS student, Kiskea, the background was they were born in Haiti, and their WIDA proficiency level in English is developing. So they need to work on general and specific language of the content areas, expanding sentences in oral interaction or written paragraphs, and oral and written language with phonological, syntactic, and semantic errors. So the speech act that I chose that would help my ELL student would be directives and following directives. So an example of a directive would be sit down, do your homework, line up at the door. So I could relate this to a therapy session by flashcards from the clinician, help learn behaviors in classroom settings, and also how to follow instructions from the clinician and or teacher. So the language demands that would help this would be addressing vocabulary and syntax in a grammatical structure during therapy. And I thought this was necessary because they have to understand the vocabulary and the grammar to be able to follow the directives. Because if I say, please line up at the door, or please do your homework, if they don't know what homework is, or can't understand it in that specific directive, they're not going to be able to follow the directive. Some of the practices would be following one-step, two-step, and three-step commands, following instructions to build a Lego house, building a puzzle, creating a story with flashcards with the clinician, and also assessments to test their knowledge and see how far they have come. Some of the performances would be I set 2 goals. The client will perform directives off of a picture flashcards with 90% accuracy across 3 sessions. The client will pretend play with the clinician playing Simon Says with 85% accuracy across 3 sessions. Thank you. Here are my references.